10 out of 10. Written and narrated by Sister Michelle Watson. We've all seen words scribbled on bathroom walls or carved into picnic tables. Remember the stuff etched into school desks and lockers? These words usually aren't the nicest. What about sticky notes left around the office? To the person who messes up the microwave. When people write anonymous messages and leave them to be found in public, those messages are, by and large, nasty. But the photo at the top of this article is a message that was left at church one Sunday after a lunch we served. We're not 100% sure who wrote it, but we're pretty sure it was one of the kids, who we don't know very well. These kids have only visited our branch a few times with their mom. We found the note while we were cleaning up after the lunch. It was sitting on our entryway table, where we keep little pads of paper and pens. Now, this is a nice note. The author gave our lemonade a 10 out of 10. He or she loves our food. Can you get any sweeter than that? This note brought a smile to all our faces. It reminded me of how great a 10 out of 10 feels. When was the last time I gave a 10 out of 10? I asked myself. I go around giving 0 out of 10s more often than I care to admit, usually without meaning to. Oh, this grocery store is a 0 out of 10. Oh, my cooking is a 0 out of 10. This whole weekend was a 0 out of 10. One time, I was nagging my oldest son about something he'd done wrong, basically giving his behavior a 0 out of 10. And he got this look of total woe on his face. I stopped nagging and gave him a chance to talk, but he couldn't quite get the words out. After a few moments, he said, his mouth pulling down a little at the corners, I obey all the time, and I do one bad thing and I finished it for him. And it's like all those good things don't matter, and only that one bad thing does. He nodded, put his head on my lap, and sobbed. I should give more 10 out of 10s than I do. I can tell my oldest son that he gets a 10 out of 10 for focus. My youngest son gets a 10 out of 10 for comedy. My husband gets a 10 out of 10 for tidiness. These are little things, yes, but they're the easiest to start with. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11 says, Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another. That means we should encourage one another and build each other up. We get enough 0 out of 10s hurled at us from the world. As family units, and as the family of God, it's our job to correct one another and keep each other on track. But let's do it with such profound love that our homes and churches stay happy and healthy. There is so much good to see, really. So, think of a few 10 out of 10s and be sure to give them out today. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29.